Well, hi there pluckers, Ivor Fingers again with you with a bit of an information video for you all, or an update. Some of you may have noticed the last couple of videos I've made, I've got a different guitar. My trusty Taylor Big Baby, which is I've still got and I still love it, but I have treated myself to a new guitar, okay, which I call my new friend, okay. So I'm just going to explain what it is for you people who would like to know what I'm using at the moment. Although I love Taylor guitars, I've been wanting to try this particular guitar out because it's a bit revolutionary, and it's from Martin, and it's called an SC13E. There are different variations of it now. I think there's a 10E and there's a custom model and various others, but this is a standard one they first came out with a couple of years ago, called an SC13E. The 13, I think, denotes the fact that it joins the body at the 13th fret, whereas most other guitars join the body at the 12 or 14. This joins at 13, so they call it a 13. The E, I think, is just say it's an electric acoustic, so it's a pickup in it. It's a Fishman MX-T, I think it is, okay. And the T denotes built-in tuner. There's a little, I don't know if you can see it, but down here there's a little tuner, a round little circular tuner face. You press the button and it lights up, and you can actually look down on it as you're playing the guitar. If you're plugged in, it mutes the sound at the same time, so you don't get any sound coming out when you're tuning up through an amp or something, okay. And the controls for the pickup are recessed here, okay. There's also a little switch on the back of the panel here which puts it out of phase by 180 degrees, which is supposed to reduce feedback if you're playing it in a fairly loud situation through an amp or something, okay. So just to let you know that. Right, so look back to the guitar. Obviously it's a slightly different shape to most other guitars. So completely slight different change around, but that's the shape of the body. Solid spruce top, and this particular model has Koa veneer back and sides, okay. It's what they call layered back and sides, which what we might call laminate, but they call it layered, and it's got a solid mahogany middle layer, and the outside and inner layers are Koa veneer. And again, rather unusual, very similar to my Taylor Baby, but I got lots of questions asked about. The neck is actually a bolt-on neck. These two give you access to two Allen-headed bolts which secure the neck to the body, okay. There is a unique dovetail, mechanical dovetail joint. It slides on rather than any other thing. It sort of slides in to a sort of stainless steel slide and dovetail bit. It's a technical term, and it enables you, the way it's designed, inside the neck here through the sound hole, you can get access to there's some shims that you can fit underneath the neck where it bolts down, and there's shims and a little cassette thing which you sort of press two clips and it slides out. So you loosen the neck off, press these two clips, and you can slide out the shim and replace it with a different size shim to raise or lower the neck, and so it changes the neck angle, so you don't really need to be filing. If the action's too high, you don't really need to file down the saddle. You can loosen the neck off, take the shim out and change the shim, and that will lower the action. or higher the action. If it's too low, go the other way. Okay, so that's what's a bit revolutionary there. The bracing's a bit revolutionary as well. It's got X bracing on the base, the back of it, okay, as well. So slightly different design there. The neck is very, very slender. It's more like an electric neck. It's very thin neck. So if you're used to playing electric, this is for you. It's a very thin neck, and it's tapered. Somehow it's shaped as you go up the neck. It changes shape, which helps. You know, you feel more comfortable with it. You know, it's very like an electric neck. Headstock obviously is just the usual Martin headstock type thing, and on the back you've got open. I think these are Grovers. Yeah, Grover open back tuners. Okay. So there you have it. That's what I'm playing at the moment. A little bit of history on it. I bought this guitar last May before I moved house. I went in the shop and I was trying a load of Taylors, and it just so happens that the shop had one of these in stock, and I always wanted to try one because it had some very good write-ups. Because I like a low action myself. I'm very into low action. And so I tried it in the shop and I instantly loved it. So I bought it, but that was back in May. Took it home. I only played it 3 or 4 times for a few hours, and then it went in its case, and which is nice. Nice case comes with it, padded sort of travel case sort of thing, and I put it in its case, and there it stayed until after our protracted move. So it didn't come out of its case until about 2 weeks ago. Okay, so it's been in its case for about 4 months, untouched. It hadn't been anywhere damp or you know, sort of in a sort of basement or anything. It's been stored in quite normal circumstances, rooms or bedrooms or whatever, in its case. But when I took it out of its case, unfortunately for me, it was not the same guitar to play. The action was miles out. Absolutely, it was way up compared with what it was 4 months previous when I put it in its case. For instance, the action at the 12th fret was 130 thou on the bottom E string, and the spec, the actual spec they set them up at the factory, is between 80 and 90 thou. Okay, so for me it was extremely hard to play. Once you got above about the 3rd or 5th fret, it was really high. So I thought maybe it's just, you know, humidity or something, so I left it in a room that had relatively low humidity, you know, about 50% or so. And I left it in there for 3 or 4 days, and it didn't budge. It stayed exactly where it was, 130 thou on the 12th fret. So I decided that the neck relief was also out of spec. You know, you press your, or you either put the just switch over. You put your cap on the 1st fret, and you press down the bottom E string where it meets the body, and you measure the gap around halfway along, so 6th or 7th fret, somewhere around about there. And that, on the spec, Martin's own production spec, says should be 3 to 5 thou at the 6th fret, I think it is, or 5th fret, and it was reading about 14. So I thought to myself, looks like the neck relief needs adjusting. So anyway, so with this guitar, I suppose with a lot of Martins, the neck relief hole is in the sound hole, but unfortunately it's an Allen key, which is fine, no problem, hex screw, but you need an extremely long one to catch the back of the the truss rod. Okay, so I had to buy one, so it needs something about this size and something with a bit of, you can get hold of and get a bit of purchase on. So it goes right in like this. Okay, anyway, so I got the 4mm hex. So I went in and adjusted the truss rod. I had to turn it quite a way, tighten it up to straighten the neck. Because I must admit, if you look down the neck, from, you know, like the people do, if I go down here and look straight down the neck or from the other end, it was in fact doing that. It's definitely towards the end of the nut end of the neck. It was definitely bowing up. So I adjusted the truss rod, tightened it up. It took me about 3 or 4 small increments, and it came in. I got it back down to the spec, about 3 thou. So now if you do that, it's still, there's a very small amount of gap there. About, you know, it's about 3 thou, as opposed to what it was before, which was somewhere between 13 and 14. Okay, and having done that, the action came right back into spec. So the action now at the 12th fret, if you use your one of these sort of things, if you measure the action at the 12th fret, sorry, in thou, I'm reading about 85, which is halfway between the recommended 80 to 90, so it's bang in the middle. And again, like I said, the relief is now about 3 thou. That's what she says in the spec, between 3 and 5. Okay, so the guitar now is back to full playability. It's very low action, no buzzing. So I'm very happy with it. Okay, so you'll probably be seeing it on most of the videos now from now on. I might dig the Taylor out occasionally just for fun, because that's served me well as. So they're excellent guitar. Anybody who wants to, like a first guitar or, you know, your second guitar, a Taylor Big Baby is for the money. It's an excellent piece of equipment, and it's got easy to play. You can adjust it to a very low action, and they're just really nice guitar for the money. Yeah. But anyway, here we are, gone slightly up market, and here we have it. So thanks very much for watching. I hope I didn't bore you all to death, and I'll see you in the next lesson. Bye for now.